I confronted my parents after my mom kept saying she wished I was never born. My mom has this really bad habit of saying the worst possible things when she gets mad, and my dad always makes excuses for her afterward. I'm 14, and honestly, our relationship has been getting worse every year. It started when I was like 12. Anytime we'd get into an argument about my grades or chores or whatever, she'd lose it and say stuff like, "I wish you were never born," or "You're the biggest mistake of my life." Really brutal stuff that would make me cry for hours. Then my dad would come into my room later and be like, "Your mom didn't mean that. She just says things when she's angry." You know how women get emotional? Like that somehow made it okay. Last month it got really bad. I came home with a C on my math test and my mom started screaming about how disappointed she was. When I tried to explain that the test was really hard, she goes, "God, I wish I never had you. My life would be so much easier without a failure for a daughter." I ran upstairs crying and my dad followed me. Same speech as always. "She's just stressed from work. She loves you. Parents say things they don't mean." But here's the thing, she never apologizes. Ever. It's always just dad making excuses while she pretends nothing happened. The breaking point was 2 weeks ago. I forgot to load the dishwasher before going to my friend Emma's house. When I got home, my mom was waiting by the door, furious. She started yelling about how irresponsible I was, and when I said sorry, she exploded. "Sorry doesn't fix anything. I should have gotten an abortion when I had the chance. You've done nothing but make my life miserable for 14 years. Then she stormed off to her room and slammed the door. That night when dad came to do his usual damage control, I was done. I looked him right in the eye and said, "If mom doesn't mean it, why does she keep saying it? And why don't you ever tell her to stop?" He got all uncomfortable and started his usual excuses, but I cut him off. "Dad, if someone kept telling you they wished you were dead, would you just accept it because they were angry? Would you want mom to defend that person?" He went quiet for a really long time. Then he said, "You're right, this isn't normal and it's not okay." The next morning at breakfast, dad sat both of us down. He told mom that what she's been saying to me was emotional abuse and that it needed to stop immediately. If she was angry, she could ground me or take away my phone, but the cruel comments were over. My mom tried to argue that I was being too sensitive, but dad shut it down. He said, "How would you feel if your mother told you she wished you were never born? Because that's what you're doing to our daughter." She actually started crying and said she didn't realize how bad it sounded. She apologized for the first time ever and promised to work on controlling her temper. It's been 2 weeks since then and she hasn't said anything like that once. We still argue sometimes, but now she just tells me I'm grounded instead of attacking my existence. And dad doesn't have to play mediator anymore because there's nothing to excuse. Sometimes all it takes is one person willing to call out toxic behavior instead of making excuses for it.